Level 1. Soundcloud Rapper. You know how it starts, man. Think back to the very beginning. You are just trying to make music, but you have almost no money. Your whole setup cost just a few bucks you saved up from bagging groceries. You bought a cheap mic online. Not the good kind, but the one where everyone complains about the fuzzy background noise. You use free, buggy computer programs that completely freeze if you try to add too many sounds. And your recording studio. It is literally your bedroom closet. You hang up heavy blankets on clothes hangers just to stop the weird echo. But it never really works. You have to record way late in the night, like 2 o'clock in the morning. When your mom is finally asleep and the house is totally quiet, you have to be so careful because the neighbors complain about every little bump. You learn to make music in a tiny, cramped space that would make rich music guys laugh. You put your songs online and you have maybe 200 friends on there. But let's be real, half of them are just fake computer bots. Some are other kids just hoping you follow them back. Maybe there are 50 real people who actually clicked on your song. You stare at your phone all day, looking at the numbers. You just want someone, anyone, to understand what is inside your head. Nobody sees how hard you work in the dark. Every single day you watch simple videos to learn how to make your songs sound better. You fill up notebooks with words. You rap until your throat hurts and you lose your voice. The steps forward are so tiny. Then you finally do a show. It is at a little bar that smells bad. There are only 8 people there, and most of them are just waiting for their turn to sing. You get 1 minute to show them your heart. You play your beat from your phone into a terrible speaker that makes your song sound crunchy and weird. But when you finish, one guy in the back nods his head, just a simple nod. He is probably a little drunk, and he will forget you tomorrow. But right then, that nod is everything. It feels like winning the whole world. You feel seen. Someone finally heard the real you. After that, you sign up for every tiny show you can find, even the bad ones where you have to pay them just to let you hold the mic. You do it because that pure, simple feeling of sharing your music is all that matters. Level 2. Local Artist. Now you are a step up. People play your songs a few thousand times. It is not enough money to pay for your house, but it makes you think, hey, maybe I can really do this. The computer starts to show your music to people. You get put on lists with cool names like Hot New Songs. Nobody really looks at those lists, but it still makes you feel proud. You have to learn the tricky rules. You learn what words to put on your songs so people find them. You talk to other kids so they talk back. You realize making the music is only a tiny part. You have to learn how to sell yourself, and no one teaches you that. Someone writes a little story about you online. A guy plays your song at a party. You finally get to play on a real stage, but you only get to go first. You sing 3 songs really fast. You have 15 minutes to make people like you, but they are just looking down at their phones, waiting for the big star to come out. It hurts to feel invisible. And man, you are losing so much money. Going to a real music room costs a ton of money. Buying the background beats costs even more. You have to pay for everything using money from a normal job that you absolutely hate. Your mom asks when you will get a real job. She does not get it. This is your real job. The idea of sitting at a desk in an office all day while other people live your dream, that is not a life. That feels like slowly dying inside. So, you put out a big project, a whole year of hard work. It does okay. Not super amazing, just okay. More people listen, but you still cannot quit that terrible day job. Then, a helper reaches out. She is not a big boss, but she believes in you. That means everything. She knows all the tricky business stuff you do not know. She knows how big companies try to trap you with huge, scary papers and steal money from kids who just want to sing. She helps you get better shows on bigger stages where important people might actually see you. She takes care of the scary paperwork so you can just focus on your pure art. You are still working super hard, but it is different now. You are not just a kid in a closet anymore. You are building your own real story and keeping your power. Level 3. Signed Artist. You get a phone call on a Tuesday while you are still putting boxes on shelves at that awful grocery store. Your helper sounds super happy. A big boss from a huge music company saw you sing. They looked at your numbers and heard all your songs. They want to meet you. You leave work right away. You go home and listen to every single song you ever made. You just want to know why they finally saw you instead of all the other kids working in the dark. You go to a giant, fancy office. The rent for that room costs more than your mom makes in a whole year. They promise you giant piles of money and say they will make your music famous all over the world. But then they hand you a giant stack of paper to sign. It is 114 pages long. Your helper brings a super expensive lawyer who charges $300 for just 1 hour to explain it all. He tells you the scary truth. The big company is taking pieces of your own music. That big pile of money they promised, it is not a real gift at all. It is a tricky loan, and you might owe them forever. But you sign the scary papers anyway. Everyone does. You are just so terrified of being invisible again. Now you go to huge, shiny music rooms to sing, the places where your heroes made their songs, but it feels scary now. It is not safe and pure like your quiet closet anymore. The pressure is heavy. Every minute in that big room costs so much money, and you have to be perfectly amazing to pay them back. Your new song comes out, and the big company pushes it hard. Suddenly, hundreds of thousands of people are listening. Strangers are singing your words and making videos. People are fighting on the internet about what your song means. You see people making videos judging you. Some people say really mean things. They do not know the real you at all. The mean words hurt so much more than you thought they would. You thought you wanted the whole world to look at you. But now that they are, you do not feel free. It just feels like being a tiny bug trapped under a bright, scary magnifying glass. Level 4. Touring artist. Going on tour is not like the shiny movies at all. It is not fun parties and cool adventures in new cities. It is just boring hotel rooms that all look exactly the same. Scratchy beds and broken air conditioners. It is eating junk food and sleeping on bumpy buses that never ever stop. You wake up far away and do not even know how you got there. The fun feeling of traveling dies super fast. You are just so tired all the time. The saddest part is, you sing your special songs so many times that they lose their magic. They do not mean anything to you anymore. You just say the words like a robot while your brain thinks about other things. That pure love you felt in your closet feels far away. But man, the shows are magic. You look out and see a giant room full of people. They know every single word you wrote in the dark. All those strangers move together to the sounds you made. When the loud bass drops and the lights shine, it feels electric. It is a pure, beautiful feeling of real human connection. It makes you feel completely seen and understood. For just a few minutes, all the bad hotels and scary rules disappear. You are exactly where you belong. But it is super confusing, too. One night you play before huge stars who treat you like you are completely invisible. The next night, your own fans wait in long lines just to see you. One day you are a nobody. The next day you are everything. It messes with your head. And the money. It is a giant trap. You see more money, but everyone takes a piece. The expensive lawyers and the big company take your pennies to pay back that tricky loan. They take the dollars your songs make. You look like a rich star, but you are actually totally broke. Then comes the scariest part. The big bosses tell you your next songs have to be even bigger and better. That is the hidden trap no one tells you about. You are not free. You are just a machine making them money. If you do not keep getting bigger and bigger forever, you are failing. And if you fail, the big machine will just throw you away and move on. Level 5. Mainstream success. Stream. Suddenly, one of your songs just blows up, and nobody even knows why. Maybe kids are doing a silly dance to it on their phones. Maybe it becomes a funny internet joke. But suddenly, your song is everywhere. It plays in the grocery store. It is in car commercials on TV. Even your grandma has heard it. You wake up and your phone is going crazy. You have thousands and thousands of new friends online. The numbers are so big they look fake. Millions of people are listening. It is the stuff you dreamed about back in your tiny closet. Now you are on TV shows, on the front of magazines, and big companies want to pay you to wear their clothes. And the money, it gets very real. You finally get to do the best thing ever. You buy your mom a beautiful house. You pay off all her bills so she never has to worry again. Honestly, taking care of the people you love was always the real goal. Everything else was just a way to make that happen. You finally feel safe. You get to sit at fancy award shows right next to the famous people you watched on TV as a kid. You even get to sing with the heroes whose pictures were on your bedroom wall. For a second, it feels perfectly amazing. You think, wow, I finally made it. All the hard work was worth it. But then the scary part starts again. Being this huge means the pressure is gigantic. Everyone expects you to be perfect. Every single new song has to be the biggest song ever. The big bosses want you to make super simple pop music to make more money, but your very first fans want you to stay exactly the same. Everyone wants something different from you. You know you cannot make everyone happy, but you try to do it anyway. You start breaking yourself into tiny pieces to give everyone what they want. You lose the real you. You become just a machine making stuff for other people. And the saddest part, the pure special music that came from your heart starts sounding just like everybody else's loud, boring noise. Level 6. The Reckoning. After 5 years of being a huge star, you are so tired. It is a deep tired that sleeping does not fix at all. The work never, ever stops. You are singing in the big rooms all night long. You travel far away for months. You answer the exact same boring questions from people over and over again. Everyone wants a piece of you now. The big bosses want new songs right this second. The companies paying you want you to show up at their big parties. The fans want to see every single second of your day on their phones. Other singers just want to use your name so they can look cool. You are not a real human being to them anymore. You are just a golden goose, and everyone keeps taking your golden eggs. Your only real friends now are the people you pay to work for you. The big guy who guards you, your helpers. The big success chased everyone else away. Old friends are mad that you are rich and never around to hang out. New friends just want your money and free stuff. Being at the very top is so lonely. It is not fun and happy like the songs say. Your real life is broken. You just text people on your phone. But that is it. You cannot even remember who you used to be before all this. The big bosses demand another big project. Your last group of songs sold 1 million copies. Most people think that is amazing, but the bosses say it is bad because it did not sell 10 million. They talk to you differently now, like you are broken. You see other singers fall apart. Some go crazy on TV. Some just fade away into the dark and are completely forgotten. The big music machine does not care about you at all. It just takes your magic, uses it up, and throws you in the trash to find the next shiny kid. You try to stay alive in the game, but it is hard. You do not want people to forget you. But you also do not want to be an old man begging people to look at you, pretending you are still cool. You do not want to be a fake robot making boring songs just because a boss tells you to. You are tired of chasing huge numbers that are never, ever big enough for them. You are tired of wearing a mask and pretending to be someone else. Now, your scary paper contract is finally over. The bosses want you to sign a new one. They promise more money and say you can be the boss this time. But you know what real freedom looks like now. Real freedom is keeping your power. It is making music just because you love it, on your own terms, not because a hungry machine says, "Feed me." You think back to that tiny closet, the cheap microphone. You remember the pure, happy feeling of just making a really good song in the dark. You remember making true art before it was just stuff to sell in a store. The big music machine tries to make you forget that happy feeling. It turns beautiful art into boring boxes to sell. It turns passionate kids into tired robots. But deep down, that pure feeling is still inside you. It is just hiding under all the fancy lights and big money. That sweet kid who sang at 2 o'clock in the morning because his heart was so full of music, he did not die. He just got lost in the noise. And you are going to find him again. You are going to remember why you love this. You will walk away from all the fake success and big money to be totally free. Your closet is still there. Your old mic still works. The pure music is waiting for you, because in the end, it was always, always about the music.